And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Songs of Six. The last one I kind of deduced between getting more Mivians in and the fishery expansions. We actually have way too much fish production. And the nobles. The nobles are helping. Right, the nobles providing, how much of a bonus? +2 bonus to about a third of our workers, so it's coming up to a 0.63 bonus, which is why we're making so much fish. Which I suppose in the short term means that we can make the city bigger. We can have more people in the city because we can feed them, is basically what's going on. So that means I need more housing. Especially with the state of the food, I'm a little bit tempted to start contemplating getting down to this mining area. So we can get more stone, although... Well, that's actually an interesting another thought I just had. Is it time to bring the humans in? I think it's time to bring the humans in. Okay, so we're going to activate a big chunk of housing, and we're going to build a laboratory and start trying to bring the humans in. Again, humans, we're gonna say right away, the humans can get double clothing. They're out of their environment. They're not going to be super happy about the lack of clothing, or the lack of temperature. Let's say it's a little cold here. Let's double check the properties on, not properties, preferences. I know humans are good at libraries. Are they actually good at labs as well? They are also good at labs. So I think it is time to start contemplating doing some research. Dragging the humans in, sending them into the laboratories. Yeah, they get a 125% skill bonus. They have 100% fulfillment in labs and libraries. And they or they're twice as happy, or they're twice as effective at going to school. The Dondorians are incredibly terrible at university, but they also live a very long time. Okay. So yeah, let's build some housing here and we'll build a lab. So we're gonna, what I will do is I'll just do bulk activate. We'll build enough space for like 120 humans to come in. And then I will suspend you. Spend a couple here. And then obviously, if we're bringing them in to work in a laboratory, I should build them a laboratory. We'll let the game go slowly basically that's slowly build as we work on the laboratory. That is administration laboratory. No, I suppose there's an argument to do a... so I've got an idea of how much space I want to put towards this. I might clear the block out, do planning, copy. That area. I probably won't use the interior of that block, but... or if I do... Well, yeah, probably won't use the interior of that block. Turn planning off, and then we'll work slowly on our laboratory here. Admin laboratory. I'm looking for something that's going to be like that wide and that long, hypothetically. Laboratories only have stations. Oops. Whoops, I deleted too much that way. That was more than one deleted. So yeah, I think I might make these a little bit smaller because apparently don't need... I'm getting this weird awkward situation where I don't quite have enough to properly tessellate the block. Which isn't necessarily a problem. Yeah, so we're gonna save an extra space out, out on the outside. Well, actually, no, that's about right. Let's see how this works. Okay, that would work. A little bit of an interesting pillar placement, but that should work. Okay, that makes it a little less interesting, which is probably what we're looking for. Yep, that should work. Employs 75 workers. Should be enough. Okay, I think that'll work. Turn the speed up. I've got no housing, but we'll have a human come in nonetheless. So he can experience some of the services of the world. And then as the housing gets built, because the housing is being built in the right location, he should have his happiness improve. Experience gain. We now have over 50 carpenters. How much wood production do we have? Technically not enough. Fair enough. So yeah, that's... Could back off on the carpenters. Could also back off something else. Should probably back off on something temporarily. How much furniture do we need? Less than what we have. Oh, I can back off on the pottery. We don't quite need this much pottery. Yeah, let's have the pottery. Freed up some workers, or will free up some workers. And then, yeah, let's back a little bit off on the furniture because I need some odd jobbers to do construction. So go down to 28 for the moment. And then under labor preferences, party preference, humans, admin, and we find libraries and laboratories and just rank them. I want you to be prioritized working in the laboratories and the libraries, that's why we brought you in. At some point we might turn that down a little bit to prioritize them going to university, so they can be a little bit more intelligent, but that's fine. Okay, so it looks like the human is housed. So we've got more capacity for migration. We'll let that go up to 10. And I need to find one of those humans. I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for him to come to bed. He's going to be a little bit hard to tell apart from the Dondorians. Okay. You know, you are a human. You are now a noble human. We'll have the nobles, the humans. We don't really have a human-related industry, let's say, for the moment. Because we're just going to keep them researching. I suppose eventually we might do something like... We could technically do papermaker, but... I think for simplicity, we will assign them to be the master of carpentry. So we get more furniture. Yeah, they have a noble, so they're getting the full bonus from nobles. All of them do. Waiting for your happiness to go up, because people have come in, and I think we had a wrongful death somewhere, so people are not happy about that. Well, I suppose I should probably say don't eat the bread. We've got other plans for the bread. You specifically like meat, so we can let you keep eating meat. You don't actually have a good opinion on fish, but you're gonna get fish. Eggs. Yeah, you would like mushrooms if you red mushrooms. Yeah. We're not gonna ban them from eating fish because that's most of the food stockpile. Okay, we're going to build up these 2 housing districts, and then I'm going to build another district up, probably up here. How's the homelessness looking? None of the places are complaining about it, which is good to see. That just means we just got... Well, we don't have any unhoused, is what's going on. Everyone's housed, except I think technically the nobles aren't housed. The nobles are such a small minority of the population that no one cares about how they're living. Sorry, nobles. We are going to take humans up to 75, because we're going to have 75 of them working in the laboratory. And then we can use that to pick up the library. Actually, we might not put full 75 in the laboratory, but we'll put some in the laboratory. Or we obviously want to pick up the library. The library is 30. Is there any other stuff we want to pick up that is... innovation right now? Paved road. Paved road is. Paved road, swimming pools. The Mivians will appreciate the swimming pools. That's a win. So we're looking 10, 40. At some point, we've got Sithlon on this map and gems, so we'll probably want to pick Sithlon and gems up. Oh, and the more advanced crafts. Yeah, pick up the smithy for the weapons. Weapons armor. Yeah. Tool, sword, plate armor. So we'll build like 3 different smithies. Actually, thinking about it, this is going to end up being, and because I know what's going to end up being, I'm going to go clear it out for a moment. Suspend... No, not suspend. Smart remove. That's going to be the lab. We're going to put a lab there. Or not lab. We got a lab. It's gonna be a library. I'm gonna shove a library in there. At some point, I'll probably like purposely design specifically shaped libraries, but I'm not there yet. And that reminds me, I never put up the... Never set you up. Auto-employ, down the auto-employ, because we don't have anything assigned to come to you yet. You're gonna want clothing. You're gonna want furniture we got in the network. And you don't need to fish, because you're the local producer of fish, right? So you don't need those. We haven't actually put metal in the network yet. You may want metal when we get metal in the network. Take the metal in there. But yeah, you're not going to be super heavily worked, so we freed up a bunch of workers by doing that. That's good to see. Cut down and across. Yeah, let's think about cutting down and across. Dig into the mountain. And I do probably want this to be sort of a semi-major road. So yeah, that'll generate a bunch of stone, basically assigning them to carve their way into the mountain. We're going to sort of have a housing district in mountain housing district up here, and then we're going to have the Syphilan ore and the stone ore. Stone. Of course, while we're carving that, that's making stone, so don't need to rush to be heading to the stone mine, I suppose. Getting warnings that the order will be set a cool. You know what I'm gonna do? We've got shipping going pretty well. I'm gonna turn the warehouse crabs off on the central warehouse here. So now it's just the unloading station, so we gotta make sure that what we can get by the loading station. Unloading station, which has received fish, which is the most important thing, and clothing, which is also good. Okay, so that should have turned off the... help a little bit keeping the logistics under control. Okay, the odd jobbers will slowly cut through the mountain. We can let more humans in, which we'll do. Okay. We've got 30 humans, so we're gonna set this to 30. We'll occasionally let more humans in, but that'll be fine for the moment. Extreme temperatures shouldn't be a problem. We've adequately supplied everyone with clothing, and we have decent walls. Another 10 humans possibly coming. Okay, this is the neighbor. I'm gonna say no. This is the one that keeps demanding we pay him stuff. Yeah, so there is some attack chance. We said no, which is why he doesn't like us quite so much. Which is why the attack chance is now positive. But yeah, we're gonna build up the troops. Already worked out how many troops he has, and he doesn't really have that many. Oh, the free land got taken over. Okay, so there is no free land nearby. He's actually the most vulnerable person to invade. So if he invades us with his 129 guys, well, right now he'd probably win, because we don't have a full 100, but that's not going to last for very long. Okay, we're going to wait a little bit for that innovation to come in, so we can grab the library to go with the laboratory. Yeah, I think I'm going to design another 10. That raises the target, so it goes up a little bit. And we're saving up 30 so I can build that library. And then we'll probably do the amenities next after that. Okay, we got some immigration pressure from the humans. We'll let the humans go up to 50. We currently have 75 of their perfect jobs, so... Or potential for 75 of their perfect jobs, so I don't have a problem taking more in. We got people trying to mine in from both ends, which is maybe not super efficient. So I'm putting the shortcut in here. So instead of going all the way around and up to get to the bottom here, they can cut 5 pieces out and then take a shortcut. There they go. Now if they want to work for the bottom, they can go a little faster. There we go. So there's the 30 innovation. I'm gonna pick up the library. And then the next one we want after the library is we'll pick up the paved roads. I'm not quite ready to pave the roads, because we probably need a reliable supply of stone to do that. We now employ over 50 in our laboratory. I employ exactly 15 laboratories. So if we're not careful, this will be popping in and out. Boost and continue until we hit 2,000 employees. although we're a long way off to go anywhere near 2,000 employees. So this is the space here for our library. I believe the carpenter, or the carpet in here is walkable. Let me check before we get too carried away. Yeah, the carpet in here is walkable. Make it one wider. Or 3 wider. I'm trying to think about how I'm not going to have the yellow in the middle. Avoid the yellow in the middle. Didn't like that. Yeah, I'm not super happy with that. We'll think about that orientation. It's 30 workers, so that's not way too many. In fact, actually, if anything, that's a little on the small side, right? Probably would like it to do more than that. But we'll do that. Yeah, that would work. Oh, and I need more carpeting anyway. I need more carpeting anyway. Okay, so I gotta go one higher anyway. Get the carpeting in. So just don't have enough carpeting. Not what I want, but it'll work. It is a state of close enough. Yeah, not quite getting level of density. We did like massive 100 ones in the previous one, so this is enough to start. I can build bigger ones once we grow out of this one. We got 50 jobs over there, so we'll assign 10 humans work in the laboratory to start. Although we'll let the humans continue to grow. I built enough housing that I think I can accept like 120 of them in. Without any real problems. Now goes carving our way into where we want stone mine to be. Pretty slow. Theory is generating the stone that we need to maintain things. We're a little bit behind on wood. That means I need to do some clear cutting for wood. Innovation's up, so we can pick up the swimming pool. And I've got enough to pick up the smithy. Let's pick up the smithy. It's another... Oh, and those are knowledge. So the weapons we want from the smithy are knowledge. Although I assume we needed the... Yeah, it looks like we needed the smithy to pick up either of the weapons. The weapons and the armor. Yeah, so I technically don't need any more innovation for the moment. That's enough. I think our target is... We're still under target. Yeah, we're still under target, so it's actually gonna still trend up, but close enough. See? it's gonna annoy us with that, because we're just on the line where we gotta get the bonus or we don't get the bonus. And the bonus is, like, infinitesimal at this point. We're gonna set this to 20, because we only have... Well, if we don't include the humans we have working in the laboratory, we only have 20 of them. For the moment. Anyway, with that, I'm looking to probably build another housing, a couple more housing districts. One for allowing more people to work up here. Right, because we've got 60. I'm not quite sure how many we have working up here, but we know we've got 27 in the mines. Some number in the loading stations. And while we have enough coal right now, and enough ore, thinking of making more consumption of metal, right? Because we're thinking about getting weapons going, and tools going. So I think we'll have another housing district here. Let's slow this down for a moment. And dig into the mine. Free up. There. And once that's done, I should just really copy and paste most of this, I think. Place a housing unit there to provide more labor for work sites down here. Anyway, we're going to put a smithy in here. Do I need to... I'm going to have to carve the bloody thing out first. Yeah, I'm going to have to carve the bloody thing out first. Okay. Now, even though our Dondorians aren't going to mind that we're using the mountain as the walls, I do apparently need to carve the interior out. Like so. Okay, that looks like that's prep, so I should be able to do... Let's be planning so I don't have to panic and try to fix it if something didn't work quite right. Oops, copy paste too much. Yeah, that didn't work quite right. Ah, this counted wrong. I counted wrong, that's fine. Forgot to account for the marketplace on the bottom. Although I suppose the one that's next to it is the marketplace on the top. That's probably where the math issue's coming from. Those are both right. Okay, so that'll provide us another 60 jobs. Or next 60 housing. Sorry, not 60 jobs. Although it'd be pretty easy for us to get us those 60 jobs. We're gonna let another 10 humans in, and we're gonna put another 10 in the library. Bring that library up to full staff. Knowledge is going up pretty quickly. What do I want to spend it on next? Weapons and armor, probably. So we're equipped to go out on the campaign map. I think we'll get enough for both the weapons and the armor. With that target, hard to tell. And then, yeah, I think we have more innovation than we need. Which means it should probably go into making things more productive. Oh, well, I could take it in archery. Don't need archery. Or more efficient training grounds, or mushrooms. And let's that process. Let's invest some in the wood cutting, so I don't have to expand the farmer field so much. Here we go. Saves me having to chop down trees as frequently. Because yeah, at this point onward, more innovation is just improving productivity. Right, so taking advantage of the fact that humans are really good at it, it's useful. Oops, a couple of these places are made out of clay. The roof is made out of clay, yet the walls are made out of wood. The problem with working with mixed material types. Okay, with that I can probably take another, let's say another 60 Dondorians in. Not any problem. Anyway, we're gonna put a smithy in here. Let's turn the speed down while I am building my smithy. The first smithy is gonna be tools. It's gonna be a big smithy for building a lot of tools. Okay, that'll meet our support needs. Now the question is, can I shove enough auxiliary support in? Here, get a little bit larger of a storage in there, like so. And then we'll put the doors on the south side because it's buried. The north side would be buried in the mountain. Well, I probably could. I could punch a couple of doors at the top as well. Okay, that would work. And yeah, that is hopefully overkill. And what we'll do is we'll swap from exporting metal to exporting tools. We'll let a few more humans in. Put some more in the laboratory, make some industries a bit more efficient. Probably go up to 105. Go up to 105. Guess we can take these facilities that we built to max. Anyway, we got 30 knowledge. Well, I suppose I could use innovation to do makeshift weapons if I was desperate to get spears. So let's do the full plate first. And again, I want enough suits of full plate to equip 200 people. 1 plate. Let's see what my army consumption would be, hypothetically. Wear out rate per item is a 10%. So if I need 200 pieces of armor, I need to be able to produce 1/10 of that every year. So I can do a little bit of math. Although, so that'd be 20 a year, or that's like 2 a day? 2 a day is actually not going to be a lot. It is a pretty small number. Although, that's, let's say, because 1.5 a day is 10 workers, it's about 13 workers. So, more than you would think. Okay, so we're here on tools. How much metal do I make? Want to increase the metal supply. Okay. Want to keep that many tools. I think we will keep that many tools. So let's swap you. You're no longer importing or exporting metal. You're now exporting tools. Why am I not finding the tools? That's Warhammers. There's the tools. Yeah, pull from the same source. If you're more than 25% of the stockpile, I'll grab it. I'm actually gonna, because we're not shipping tools around the entire country yet, set the pull limit to 25%. So, yeah. And then, yeah, I need to triple the metal output. Yeah, that's not gonna be enough. Although that's a start. So, yeah, we'll set it to that. We'll bring another 60 people in. Go up to 780. Well, that's convenient enough. Okay, so we're gonna build up those areas. Let those build while people move in, because we need to build the housing for the people who are moving in, hopefully. Legate. Wait 1,000 people, so we're getting more innovation, more knowledge, more nobilities. Okay, so I can pick up the weapon. So we got our sword, we got our armor. Increase wood getting a little bit more. Maybe an argument to increase the mining. We're not going to shove enough people in the mines, apparently. That's going to change real quickly, but at the moment we're good. I'm going to promote another Dondorian. His job is going to be Master of the Metal Smelter. Get a little more productivity out of the mine, or the metal smelter. Oh yeah, that's more than enough. In fact, that's actually made him too productive. It's made him too productive. Gonna need 80, see what that puts us. Obviously need to put more people on coal. A lot more people on coal. And work. Gotta save some people to actually build the housing, so don't want to rush to put too many on those guys. Okay, 19. And you're making 1.125 each. Okay. So I could actually free up another 10 workers. This reduces the need for... Yeah. Reduces the need for coal and ore. Yeah, I'm happy with 5 surplus mill. Although, reducing the need and reducing it enough are actually two different questions. And then the mining here hits clay, coal, gems, or sithlon and stone. Oh, so yeah, okay, it hits everything. So I'm definitely on board with picking up some mining, because we're going to do more mining. 4. And we'll do the 5. 5 makes sense. 6 is maybe pushing it. Although I'm about to put more in the mines if that isn't enough. And that doesn't appear to be enough. Need more coal miners. And metal miners. 5 more in the ore mine, and 5 more in the coal mine. Still only got one coal. Still only got one ore. Again, don't want to pull too many, otherwise we won't ever finish this construction that we need. Tools are being made. Exports are being generated. Revenue positive. I'm surprised we don't have enough fabric coming in. Or enough fiber coming in. Unavailable fiber. Yeah, you're complaining about unavailable fiber. Do we have the right number of adults? 2. I love how the humans want to move in more than the Dondorians do at the moment. Although I suppose the humans are living their life, living their best life. Yeah, this is our supply base, supply depot. As our income gets better, I'm gonna set up a import depot for rations. Things of mushroom do I have store here? 2. Back that off and put a couple things of rations in here, storage-wise. So we got someplace for the rations to be transported to when they're not getting loaded into the army supply. Okay, we're housing positive again. And we have some homeless humans. I guess we don't have enough Dondorian housing, so the Dondorians are crowding out the humans in the local area. Yeah, that's supposed to be a human house, not a Dondorian house, arguably. So that's what's going on down there. Okay. We're building enough that we can probably let another 60 in, so we're going to go up to 840. The Dondorians, so that they can come in and help build their own houses. It's probably a little too tall. I didn't want to refill, I wanted to carve in 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome, so that's going to be the road north. Okay, so we're about on target for metal for the level tools we're making. And we're making a lot of tools. Hoping to make a lot of money off of them. I'm gonna set a price cap of 70. Don't collapse below 70. It like starts really filling up and we're not selling them at that point. I need to turn it down. As those people come in, so we're getting enough metal, not making enough coal, almost making enough ore. I think I can get enough ore with like 5 more on the ore, and then the coal is going to be quite a bit, so we're going to put 15 more on the coal. Where that puts us. 35, so not quite there. Although we are looking at a good position for more mine. Theory helps a little bit more. Okay, so in theory we're coal positive again. So ore positive, coal positive. Now employ over 50 in the coal mines, yes. The next thing I want is a couple small smithies. So small is relative here. To make swords and armor. And we're gonna also have to up the metal to support that. Smithy. So I need 13, 14 workers working in the armor smith. I only need 4 working in the weaponsmith. Although, before I get to building the armor smith and the weaponsmith, I think it is time, once again, for a part break. We got a roaring tool industry going now to make us lots of money. Oh yeah. Net worth just rocketing through the roof. 18k trade daily in tools. Yeah, we got a good trade going. So if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow as we get our ragtag army equipped with metal swords and metal armor for their campaign on the world map. And maybe start importing some rations so we have something to feed them. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. This is going to be the second long break of the stream where I go make a new cup of tea, so it might be slightly longer than the last one. But until the next bit, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.